Welcome to Anguilla. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to be on this amazing island. But on today's episode of The American Dream, we're showcasing where the whole show started, America's finest city of San Diego. And we're going around with Seth O'Byrne. You've seen him on the show before, top realtor. He's going to showcase one of the coolest projects you've ever seen, from commercial to residential to luxury, the park. Projects you've ever seen in Southern California. Got a great show for you. Let's start the American Dream right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain in the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about the show? It's totally unscripted.
On our national show, The American Dream, we love celebrating the stories of cool real estate. We do shows in Miami, New York City, Chicago, all across the country. When we talk about this unique niche, high-rise luxury, he's the man right here, Seth O'Byrne, joining us in Anguilla. So talk to me about that unique real estate.
Yeah, so high-rise living has been huge, all across the country for almost a century. And what high-rise living really understands is when you want to live in an urban center and you've got to put a lot of people there, you got to go vertical.
Yep.
But San Diego being late to the high-rise game, it gave developers like Zephyr the opportunity to do it in a way that people live now. And that means large balconies, big outdoor space, large closets. These are homes that are in the middle of the sky, but they feel like a mansion in the middle of Rancho Santa Fe or Costa de Casa. And so I think that's what's so exciting about this building and why I'm excited to show it.
All right, man, well, let's go give it a look.
One of the things that in my previous career that I brought to the San Diego market, was one of my proudest moments, was I actually brought the indoor-outdoor living piece to the San Diego market. We're in Hawaii and I'm seeing these huge sliding glass doors that completely pocket into things, and it's indoor and outdoor living. And I came back and I said, why aren't people doing that in housing? In San Diego, we got better climate that they do in Hawaii.
Buyers, they all want the same thing. They want walkability, they want interior and exterior architecture that matches the quality of their lifestyle, and they want privacy and exclusivity even within their building. And so what differentiates our building from many other luxury buildings in the marketplace is we really are trying to attract a single buyer profile. We wanted to create a building that, the buyer profile is fairly homogeneous and shares common goals. And because they share common goals, we're able to create a lifestyle for them there that they appreciate and recognize and find value in.
Unobstructed views, and it'll never change. It will never be developed. You feel like you're living in the trees at Balboa Park, which is really a cool feeling.
Not a bad house here at the Four Seasons in Anguilla, huh?
Yes.
Awesome renderings. What a cool project. What's it like in person?
Yeah, the park is amazing. I mean, if you think the renderings are impressive, you're about to see what this property looks like inside. And the materials they're peerless. You know, there's so many great high-rises in San Diego that I think all of us downtown real estate brokers are really proud of. But this project is really one of a kind. The geometric patterns, the choice of stone, the choice of wood, the full vanishing edge doors that open up overlooking downtown San Diego and the bay and Balboa Park. You know, the renderings were not lying.
Something you just got to go see.
Exactly.
All right, let's go check it out.
My experience walking into the park for the first time was almost like looking into the future.
Words fall out of my mouth, they drift to the ground and they don't make a sound.
San Diego has always been a celebrated town for the vacation lifestyle, for the relaxed lifestyle. What the park does is it allows San Diego to establish its own brand of sophistication. And the park has been constructed as a building to meld those two lifestyles. And I think it's the first time that an architect and a developer tried that and actually really succeeded. You're gonna see instantly that same level of quality that you have in your Manhattan home, in your San Francisco home, in your home in London. So what you have that is so incredible is a property that is going to be at the same caliber of any international property. So you can feel just as proud of the inside of the home and the exterior of the property of the park as you are any of your other properties that own all over the world. Bankers Hill has smaller buildings, which give you more access to views of the ocean, more views of the palm trees, the eucalyptus trees that line Balboa Park, and the views of the sky itself. And so there's a sense of being both urban and suburban all at the same time, and that's really what makes Bankers Hill such a special space.
The American Dream is a national show, but we give you local market expertise. Now you're going to hear from a top producing realtor in your market about what's going on in your neighborhood. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to the American Dream. We've got Preston Rowland on the show. Preston, thank you so much for being here today.
Hey, glad to be here. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, no problem. So in Nashville, I know you're running into a lot of companies that offer discounted home selling services. What should sellers know when dealing with companies that offer that?
Well, I think the short answer is, what's the risk in reaching out to a company that maybe has a program that sounds too good to be true. And the risk is potentially your house don't sell. And, as we make life decisions, we may have already found a place that we really want to purchase, or maybe we're moving out of state and we need to get our house sold fairly quickly. And I recently went through a scenario where a homeowner had paid $149 to get his home listed on the MLS. He didn't get any help with pictures. He didn't get any help with staging. He had to take time from work to do his own showings. And if he'd gotten a contract on the house, he would have been responsible for his own negotiations. And so after 40 days on the market with nothing but frustration, he reached out to me I listed his home, made a few changes before I made it live, and sold it in a day. And so the short answer, there's really no substitute to hiring a professional marketer who knows how to list and sell your home.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you see a lot of these ads that offer, high rates, quick turnarounds. Would you recommend a seller going with one of those, or would you not?
Well, so, I look at it this way, and I've got some experience with that. So it's much like a car dealer where you trade in your car, you're going to get trade-in value as opposed to retail when you go to purchase. And so these wholesalers basically work the same way. They have really fancy marketing material, but ultimately they're still wholesalers. They're never going to give you full market value for your property. I had one recently where a homeowner had gotten attracted to the marketing. He was captivated by an overinflated price they offered him for his home. He got into it, and then he got hit with thousands of dollars in repairs, in addition to high commissions and other fees, to the point he was going to lose about $20,000 to take the short route as opposed to putting his house on the open market. And so ultimately he did that. But the short answer is wholesalers are still wholesalers, no matter how fancy their marketing material is, and they're never going to give you full value for your home.
Well, you work with a lot of sellers. What tools do you have to help get those rates that they are looking for when someone's looking to sell their home?
Well, we try to approach things from a value-added standpoint. We always try to come from a place of abundance in our business. And we have a very unique marketing program and a unique listing program. So I save, typically on average, my sellers are going to save between $8,000 and $12,000 on the sale of their home. It's a real simple program. I'll list and sell your home for $950, flat fee, full service, as long as you agree to purchase your next home through me. Now, on average, my folks are going to save $8,000 to $12,000. I just had a client save over $30,000 on the sale of his home using our program. There's more details at listfor950.com. But we come from a place of abundance. It puts the homeowner in a place of power where they can have more latitude to take a discount if they need to, or have money to put toward that new home. So it just gives the seller lots more flexibility when they've got control of that extra money.
Preston, we appreciate your expertise. Thank you so much for being here today with us.
My pleasure.
We'll be right back with more of the American Dream. So when you're in Anguilla, you might as well drive around in a Four Seasons golf cart, right? Yeah. All right. So awesome video, awesome project. Tell us about what really goes into these things, because obviously you're the mastermind behind it.
Yeah, it's all about teamwork. No big project of this caliber can happen without a lot of good people, and it starts, of course it starts with our team, right? We've got a great team, Mia Tidwell, Kiki Jones, Alina Mendoza, all the great people on our team. But we also enlisted, a Hollywood director, Frank Kiva, who's obviously a really good friend of the show as well, and his creative vision was a big part of this. We used a company called Hollywood Special Ops, who rented us some of the most exclusive cameras in the world.
Well, no matter where you are in the country watching the show, everybody loves just a cool story of luxury real estate. So let's just go check out the next clip.
Love it.
Here we go.
The secret behind the O'Byrne team is that team mentality. We've assembled a masterclass team for this project.
We have such great technical partners. We've partnered up with Hollywood Special Ops out of Los Angeles, and we have some very special cameras on deck. Stuff that a lot of productions would literally kill to have.
So in the spirit of doing the avant-garde shoot that we chose for this particular video, it was really important for all of us to come together and have the right dancer and the right choreographer to really tell the story of the park.
When the dust settles, you will see that when people are looking to take on a project of this caliber, the O'Byrne team really is the only choice.
I know those weren't shot on an iPhone. So talk about the cameras and the technology that goes into this thing.
Yeah, so when we worked with Hollywood Special Ops, we rented a Phantom Flex 4K, and that camera shoots at 2,000 frames per second. That literally means that you can count the number of confetti particles in the air. We slow it down to such an incredible speed, and part of why we did that is we wanted to give a dreamlike quality to this shoot, and that's very intentional, right? When you shoot a project like this, you want to make it feel like a dream because it's something that you aspire to, and that's why the equipment was so important, so expensive, but so important.
So important, and look, you're telling a story about the project, and these days when you're selling real estate, it's not just about an open house sign in the yard. There's online, digital, social, so you're creating that allure that's attracting people, and I'm sure international buyers as well.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, man. Well, let's go check out the next clip.
When we look back historically, we will say that the park was one of the most groundbreaking projects in San Diego. They really wanted us to create an immersive experience in this video.
When you're shooting at 2,400 frames per second, you can literally slow that piece down to where you can count the pieces of confetti falling in the air. We have employed all these different tactics to really create a special atmosphere and a special depth to each shot. We want people to be able to experience the shot.
When all the dust settles and you look back, I think it's going to be very clear that this building is on top of the rest of the real estate industry.
There's a lot of people out there who are going to see this and say, wow, I need to step up my game. And I think that's exactly what we want.
All right, Seth, tell us about the girl. I mean, clearly she is talent. She's worked with all these big names, and now she's working with you on a real estate project.
Yeah.
Explain how important that was.
Yeah, you know, it was exciting. And you know, we did it for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons we did it is because so few people go to that level. You know, she's on the show Transparent. She's worked on Amazon shows. She's worked with Netflix. She's worked with Solange Knowles brands. And so what we noticed with her and what Frank Kivo loved, our director, was that she had a really interesting type of body movement. She danced, she was modern and contemporary, but she was very classic at the same time. And you know, this building is modern and contemporary and classic and all those things. And so we wanted to choose a dancer whose movements were really emblematic of the building. And I think we really accomplished that.
All right, man, we're here. We're at the Four Seasons. You want to go in?
Let's do it.
Let's park the cart. Check out this next clip. Oh, we're there at the end.
You were perfect.
We're working with Charissa Kroeger, who in the dance world is incredibly well known.
When I met Charissa a couple of years ago, I had no idea of the profound impact she's had on the dance community. I slowly became acquainted with her and realized very quickly that she danced for people like Lorde.
You can see her work on Netflix and Amazon. She worked for Ford Motors. She was on The Ellen Show.
I said, wow, she has next level talent. I want to work with her.
There's so many people that bring her into their pieces because her movement is really peerless.
When the park and the Oberon team said, hey, we want to do a dance piece, I knew right then who I was going to use.
Drinks are here.
Thank goodness.
Perfect time to talk about the trampoline that was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell us about the trampoline.
Trampoline was important. You know, when we got the listing of the penthouse, which is a 2-story penthouse, 30-foot ceilings, no one thought that we could pull off a trampoline as part of the property video. And when we assembled it, no one thought the builder would be okay with it. No one thought that it would be safe enough. Everyone thought someone was going to get hurt. But what ended up happening was it was the best part of the entire marketing campaign. And we were able to suspend our dancer in air. And at the same time that we're showing off the height and the ceiling and the volume, we're showing off the feel of being so high above everything in this high-rise.
Well, when you're marketing real estate and you're talking about high-rise living, don't people think, oh, there's not enough space? So what you did is you've created this very artistic way of showing space in a luxury high-rise.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's have these drinks. Check out the next clip. Cool?
One of the things that we really wanted to do was give that feeling of you're so high above everything else The penthouse is a 2-story penthouse with 30-foot ceilings, and by bouncing our dancer on a trampoline and actually having her suspended in the air, we're able to really create this feeling of floating and being above everything else.
We're going to be going up on the catwalk. We'll be on the staircase. We're going to be on the patio. We're going to actually get on the trampoline with the dancer. I don't know what to expect. I hope that it comes out. I hope nobody gets hurt. But I've never been on a trampoline with somebody trying to film them before.
Although it's scary, I think after this, I'm gonna grab Seth, I'm gonna double bounce him on that. We're gonna wrap this thing.
So some fun talk about marketing, but let's talk a little bit about the market. The American Dream, a national show all across the country where we bring you award-winning realtors to give you expert advice on what's happening in your city. Next update coming at you now.
Welcome back to the American Dream. We've got Amanda Bell on the show with us. Amanda, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, I'm excited to be back.
So how are you gearing up for the new year?
I'm so excited for this new year. It's going to be amazing. I will it to be done. It's just awesome. 2018 was a fabulous year. It wasn't as great as 2016. The market did some shifting. It was really more of a mental than a physical aspect for a lot of the realtors. But this is the year. This is my year, and I can feel it. One of the things that we talked about last time was with my friend Valerie about how to get ready for the tax season. But one of the things that I want to stress this time is it's important, regardless of what you're doing, to go for a service and not a product. You know, there's a lot of things out there in the market right now that are a la carte. You know, I can get a realtor just to show me the house, or I can get them to write the contract, or I can get them to just order a home inspection. But I think a lot of people don't understand the difference between a product and a service. I'm not here to offer you a product. I'm not here to sell you a house. I'm here to advise you. And that's where the information that your realtor has is so much more important than just a product. You know, I don't want to be something that's a la carte. I want to give you the whole service, the whole envelope, and I want to advise you from beginning to end. And it's not my job, again, to sell those things to you. It's to advise you and let you make the best decisions for you and your family on what is going to work for you. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people understand when they're going to some of these new technological properties to where you have an app and it lets you in and you don't have a realtor to point out things that you might miss. You know, I tell my clients, you can see all the pretty things. That's not my job. My job is to point out the things that you might not can see. So I really want people to take the time this year in every aspect, because I know we're all busy, and I know for a lot of us, the quickest, fastest, shortest way to get there seems like the most reasonable. But when you talk about one of the most important investments of your family and your own future, it's a house. You know, it's not a car, it's a house, because these are long-term investments. So sometimes it's going to be a little bit more beneficial if you will take the time to ask the questions and to have somebody with you every step of the way, from letting you in the door to walking you to the closing table. There are so many things that can happen from beginning to end and in the middle that if you have multiple people from different aspects of it giving you bits of information, it just doesn't flow as well. So this year I am all about providing a service and not just a product, and I really want people to understand the difference between those two.
Amanda, it sounds like you've got a really exciting year ahead of you. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
I am so excited about it. You just don't even know.
Can't wait to have you back soon.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back with more of the American Dream.
Well, man, you've broken down all the components of it. Can we see the end product?
If I could throw to it, you can see the end product.
Well, I host a show. That's kind of my job. But all right, man, you've done such a good job. Take it away.
All right, right now you're going to watch a video that we did for the Park in Bakersfield, one of the most luxurious properties in all of Southern California, and one of my favorite video projects I've ever been a part of. Check it out.
I wanna come over, I wanna go out. You ain't gotta ask me, you ain't gotta know how. I wanna get fancy, I wanna roll high. Let's get hot, dog. Let's teach them right. I wanna come over. Yeah, I wanna go out. Living like tomorrow. It's out of mind right now. I wanna get faced. Supply.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of The American Dream from Anguilla. This show has always been about real estate. It's been about lifestyle, but truthfully, it's about relationships. That's what The American Dream is all about. We're gonna go cheers now. Cheers to your American Dream.